Morning, everyone. Magandang umaga. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. So, it's certainly very inspiring to be here today. Just before coming up, I had a chance to go around the booths. And it's amazing when you see all these groups and organizations, every individual here, I think are united with a common passion of just really making a difference to our country. And I think that that's really the one that really matters a lot. Now, September is a special month for Google because this month is we celebrate our anniversary. It's our 18th year anniversary globally. And it's been 18 years when Larry and Sergey founded Google with the mission to organize the world's information to make it universally useful and accessible. And when you say universally accessible, it's not just for the first world countries, but every single individual, every single country, even in developing markets like ours. And if you look at our aspiration for Google Philippines, our aspiration is to really digitize the country. We believe that the internet is a force of good. It can be transformational. And how do we enable every single Filipino to get access to the world's information? And how do we get every single business, organization, or any enterprise to make use of this technology? Now, in a country like ours, our belief is digitization could really enhance people's lives, but also drive inclusive growth. And there are three ways. I'm just going to discuss three ways on how we could do that. First is, access to the world's information is transformational. I'm just going to tell you a story. There's a farmer in Kenya. His name is Zach Matere. And he planted potatoes. And when he was in one of his croppings, he noticed that one by one, the plants are dying. And all the books that he had were not telling him the solutions of how to solve this problem. And when he searched in Google, he found out that one of the websites said that if you sprinkle wood ash to the plants, it will kill the ants, and that's what he did. And he was really thrilled that such power of information enabled him to save that cropping and improve his livelihood. And this story of Zach could be the same story as a farmer in Mindoro planting coconuts and thinking, what else can I do with the land? What can I intercrop with it? Or perhaps a farmer who wants to know how he could double his income by looking at other ways to preserve the shelf life of his produce. So it is really transformational of how we could connect the expertise to the ordinary Filipinos, to the farmers, or to the individuals who need it most. The second one is, we believe that the internet levels the playing field and could help scale up small businesses. Now, if you're here in the Philippines, 1%, only 99% of businesses is what you call MSME, or micro, small, medium enterprises. But you know that this MSME only contribute 30% of the country's GDP, even though they employ 60% of the country's population. So if you want to unlock the potential of MSME, our proposal here is how do we digitize businesses? And I've heard so many stories, not just of tech startups, but even as an ordinary entrepreneur. Just last Monday, I met with an entrepreneur. Her name is Eden, and she used to work in Dubai and OFW returning here in the Philippines, and she does ornamental plants. And she was saying that the moment she went online and went into one of these marketplace platforms and started selling her service, her business just went exponential. So much so that she could not even keep up with the supply. She had to teach other friends to put up the same business so that they could keep up with the supply. But think about the economic value that was created because of this ordinary entrepreneur who used online to really grow her business. And think about how many more businesses could we help to be part of the digital economy. Because I will tell you right now, out of the million businesses that we have in the Philippines, only 1% have websites, only 10% have online presence. How could we get each one of these businesses to be plugged into this digital economy and really create value? And the third one is, how could we use technology to accelerate learning and democratize accelerated learning? Now, if you think about, I just remember one story. We had an event where I had the opportunity to engage with former Secretary, DepEd Secretary, Brother Armin. And he was telling me the story that during Yolanda, the students had to suffer to stop school for almost 2 months because the teachers also were affected and there was no other way to conduct classes. But when you think about the stats, there are 700,000 teachers in the Philippines. What if we could get the top 0.1% of those teachers and get them to teach this everyday lesson curriculum and put it in a platform, video platform, maybe like YouTube, and make it accessible to everyone? Think about Khan Academy. Who has heard about Khan Academy here? Okay, so it's an amazing resource of all this information, but their mission is to give world-class education to everyone, everywhere. And if you think about the internet transforming people's lives, imagine you have world-class content from California that could be consumed in Cavite or in Catanduanes, anywhere. There's no borders to what you could use with such information. And I think that's really where it could really be powerful. Like, we know that we have platforms like search, YouTube, and even AI that could help you become better at providing solutions. But equally, we need organizations, a call to action for organizations like yours, for individuals like you, on how you could use this platform to enable to develop content and give access to people who need it most. So if you think about our journey on digitization, we're certainly in a very exciting time. I was just doing the stat. In the last 1 year, 8 million people went online. So from 52 million, we're close now to 60 million people online. But access to internet is just the start or the beginning of the conversation. What is more powerful and what we're really excited about is, what can you do with the internet? How can Filipinos make the most out of this platform, and how could people contribute to it? And certainly, we look forward to that journey of how we could accelerate that, and certainly looking forward to the discussion today.